Skyrim. Skyrim time. Time for Skyrim. Time for more Skyrim time. Alright, what quest were we up to now? I think we want to go to... I think not yet. What did that guy say he was? Come on, Lydia. Let's go. This person, by the way, was an asshole. Poor guys. Where is she? Whatever, she'll catch her.
You're dead.
Hearthfire, Book 9, 12, 10. Sorry. Book 9 of 2920, The Last Year of the First Era, by Karlavak Townway. 2 Hearthfire, 2920, Gideon, Black Marsh. The Empress Tavia lay across her bed. A hot late summer wind she could not feel banging the shutters of her cell to and fro against the iron bars. Her throat felt like it was on fire, but she sobbed uncontrollably, wrenching her last tapestry in her hands. Her wailing echoed through the hollow halls of Castle Giovese, stopping maids in their washing and guards in their conversation. One of the women came up the narrow stairs to see her mistress, but her chief guard, I can't pronounce that, Juk, stood at the doorway and shook his head. She's just heard that her son is dead, he said quietly. 5 Hearthfire, 2920, the Imperial City, Cyrodiil. Your Imperial Majesty, said the potentate Versailles shy through the door. You can open the door. I assure you, you're perfectly safe. No one wants to kill you. Mara's blood, came the Emperor Reman III's voice. Muffled, hysterical, tinged with madness. Someone assassinated the prince, and he was holding my shield. They could have thought it was me. You're clearly correct, Your Imperial Majesty, replied the potentate, expunging any mocking qualities from his voice, while his black-slitted eyes rolled contemptuously. And we must find and punish the evildoer responsible for your son's death, but we cannot do it without you. You must be brave for your empire. There was no reply. At the very least, come out and sign the order for Lady Regis' execution, called the potentate. Let us dispose of the one traitor and assassin we know of. A brief pause, and then the sound of furniture scraping across the floor. Remen opened the door just a crack, but the potentate could see his angry, fearful face, and the terrible mound of ripped tissue that used to be his right eye. Despite the best healers of the Empire, it was still a ghastly souvenir of Lady Regia's work in Thurzo Fortress. Hand me the order, the Emperor snarled. I'll sign it with pleasure. 6 Hearthfire, 2920, Gideon Cyrodiil. The strange blue glow of the will-o'-the-wisps, a combination, so she'd be told, of swamp gas and spiritual energy, had always frightened Tavia as she looked out her window. Now it seemed strangely comforting. Beyond the bog lay the city of Gideon. It was funny, she thought, that she had never stepped foot in its streets, though she had wanted it every day for 17 years. Can you think of anything else I've forgotten? She asked, turning to look on the loyal Rothringi yoke. I know exactly what to do, he said simply. He seemed to smile, but the Empress realized that was only her face reflected in the silvery skin. She was smiling, and she didn't realize it. Make certain you aren't followed, she warned. I don't want my husband to know where the gold's been hiding all these years, and do take your share of it. You've been a good friend. The Empress Tavia stepped forward and dropped into the mists. Yook replaced the bars in her window and threw a blanket over some pillows on her bed. With any luck, they would not discover a body on the lawn until morning, at which time he hoped to be halfway to Morrowind. 6 Hearthfire, 2920, Fergus, High Rock. The strange trees on all sides resembled knobby piles, crowned with great bursts of reds, yellow, and oranges, like insect mounds caught on fire. The Rothgarian mountains were fading into the misty afternoon. Tirala marveled at the sight, so alien, so different from Morrowind, as she plodded on the horse forward into an open pasture. Behind her, head nodding against his chest, Cassia slept, cradling Bosriel. For a moment, Tirala considered jumping the low-painted fence that crossed the field, but she thought better of it. Let Cassia sleep for a few more hours before giving him the reins. As the horse passed into the field, Tirala saw the small greenhouse on the next bill, half hidden in forest. So picturesque was the image, she felt herself lull into a pleasant half-sleeping state. A blast of a horn brought her back to reality with a shudder. Cassia opened his eyes. Where are we? He hissed. I don't know, Tirala stammered, wide-eyed. What is that sound? Orcs, he whispered. A hunting party. Head for the thicket quickly. Tirala trotted the horse into the small collection of trees. Cassia handed her the child and dismounted. He began pulling her bags off necks, throwing them into the bushes. A sound started then, a distant rumbling of footfall. Growing louder and closer, Tirala climbed off carefully and helped Cassia unburden the horse. All the while, Bosriel watched open-eyed. Tirala sometimes worried that her baby never cried. Now she was grateful for it. With the last of the luggage off, Cassia slapped on the horse's rear, sending it galloping into the field. Taking Tirala's hand, he hunkered down in the bushes. With luck, they'll think she's wild and belongs to the farm, and won't go looking for the rider. As he spoke, a horde of orcs surged into the field, blasting their horns. Tirala had seen orcs before, but never in such abundance, and never with such bestial confidence. Roaring with delight at the horse in its confused state, they hastened past the timber where Cassia, Tirala, and Bosriel hid. The wildflowers flew into the air at their stampede, powdering the air with seeds. Tirala tried to hold back a sneeze and thought she succeeded. One of the orcs heard something, though, and brought another with him to investigate. Cassia quietly unsheathed his sword, mustering all the confidence he could. His skills, such as they were in spying, not combat. But he vowed to protect Tirala and her babe as long as he could. Perhaps he would slay these two, he reasoned, but not before they cried out and brought the rest of the horde. Suddenly, something invisible swept through the bushes like a wind. The orcs flew backwards, falling dead on their backs. Tirala turned and saw a wrinkled crone with bright red hair emerge from a nearby bush. I thought you were going to bring him right to me, she whispered, smiling. Best come with me. The three followed the old woman through a deep crevasse of bramble bushes that ran through the field towards the house on the hill. As they emerged on the other side, the woman turning to look at the orcs feasting on the remains of the horse, a blood-soaked orgy to the beat of multiple horns. "That horse yours?" she asked. When Cassia nodded, she laughed loudly. "That's rich meat, that is. Those monsters will have bellyaches and flatulence in the morning. Serves them right." "Shouldn't we keep moving?" whispered Tarala, unnerved by the woman's laughter. "They won't come up here," she grinned, looking at Posdril, who smiled back. "They're too afraid of us." Tarala turned to Cassia, who shook his head. "Witches, am I correct in assuming that this is old Barbin's farm coming from the home of Skeffington Coven?" "You are, pet." The old woman giggled girlishly, pleased to be so infamous. "I am Minister Skeffington." "What did you do to those orcs?" asked Tarala. "Back there in the thicket." "Spirit fist right side the head," the minister said, continuing the climb up the hill. Ahead of them was the farmhouse grounds, a well, a chicken coop, a pond, women of all ages doing chores, the laughter of children at play. That old woman turned and saw that Tarala did not understand. "Don't you have witches where you come from, child?" "None that I know of," she said. "There are all sorts of wielders of magic in Tamriel," she explained. "The strategic study magic like it's their painful duty. The battle mages in the army on the other end of the scale hurl spells like arrows. We witches commune and conjure and celebrate. To fell those orcs are merely whispered to the spirits of the air, Amaro, Dina, Talitha, the fingers of Kinnereth, and the breath of the world, with whom I have an intimate acquaintance, to smack those bastards' heads. You see, conjuration is not about might, or solving riddles, or agonizing over musty old scrolls. It's about fostering relations, being friendly, you might say." "Well, we certainly appreciate you being friendly with us," said Cassio. "As well you might," coughed Minister. "Your kind destroyed those orc homelands 2,000 years ago. Before that, they never came all the way up here and bothered us. Now let's get you cleaned up and fed." With that, Minister led them into the farm, and Tarala met the family of Skeffington Coven. Should I continue reading? We'll take it, and we'll remember to read more soon. But I want to do something very quickly. I have a light, because sometimes it can be a little dark when I play. So I think it might be nice to have a little bit of light. There we go. Let's adjust it. Ooh. If we put it low, it's even nicer. Come on, Lydia. I don't like killing wolves. Why so many wolves? Stop it! Oh, what's this old place? Come, Lydia. Let's check it out. Jogger. What is this place? Oh, I'll take the iron arrows too.
Now die! You picked up
Classroom!
Heard the reforming the God. Yep.
Strange, these graves hold the sons and daughters of Falkreath.
Try not to judge Falkreath too harshly, visitor. The war has been hard on us.
These are like little princedoms. It's like the Holy Roman Empire or something.
Good to see you. Finally, someone useful is around. Ah, it's you. Yes, well, now we'll see if the stories about you are true. There's a group of bandits in my hold that I may have had a few discreet dealings with. The cut they were giving me was good at first, but now it's time to clean things up. Go and take care of it. Good. My uncle Dengir was Jarl until a short time ago. His old age and failing health caught up with him, and he stepped down. He now serves us honorably as Thane, and to the great benefit of the hold, I now serve as Jarl. Difficult? I'm a Jarl. I eat the most succulent meat, drink the finest ale, and hunt with the best hounds in the hold. Meanwhile, my very capable steward sees to the needs of the small folk, and ensures that my hold runs smoothly. Being a Jarl could hardly be simpler. You should try it sometime.
I don't like this guy. Lydia, you don't like this guy? You're a house, Carl. You're allowed to have these opinions on things. Oh, I don't like this guy. That's what I'm saying. Let's head there. Let's find out what's going on with them.
You there. The Dawn Guard is looking for anyone willing to fight against the growing vampire menace. What do you say? We're vampire hunters. We search out and destroy those blood-sucking scum wherever we find them.
Pretty good at that.
Isran's going to like you. Go talk to him at Fort Dawn Guard, southeast of Riften. He'll decide if you're Dawn Guard material.
Alright. Looks like we got ourselves another quest.
I'm sorry,
Did you see a dog out there? Oh well. The blacksmith is offering a reward for a dog he saw on the road. I was hoping you'd seen it. I guess I'll stay on the lookout. Keep your nose clean while you're here, outsider.
I can't help you. I'm sorry, I should really go now.
Okay. And I'll keep a lookout for that dog. You may think, Khajiit caring about a dog? It's more likely than you think. Especially because now I've got dog blood. Let's check out these bandits, Lydia. I have a feeling that Jarl isn't telling us the full story. And I have a feeling that he could be doing a lot more for his town. What do you reckon? This light is obnoxious. Bye-bye. Come, Lydia. Let's hope we don't have to kill any more wolves.
You're mine.
Oh, orcs. Hey man, look.
You picked a bad time.
I ain't got no problem with no orcs, man. I'm sorry. Sorry to be doing this, bro, but like... there's really no reason for us to be fighting, man. Look, I actually sympathize with the orcs. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, dude. I feel kind of bad about that. I ain't got no problem with no orcs. Nonetheless, we already started killing them. And talking about, I think it's time for a drinky winky. Yeah. Okay, let's check this place out.
What was that?
Or maybe these are bandit orcs. It did say bandit, so I'm kind of messing these guys up.
Looking for the blade? You want the first.
I've got your back. All right, what is it? What do you need? Still need me to do something? I'm right behind you. I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Nice. Come here, you can. Yeah. I should have sold those before we went to this cursor.
Let's get going then.
You look good with that. New match. Check it. Check it. Check it. Hell yeah. Let's go. Okay. They gave us a key to something. But I'm wondering what to.
Oh.
You okay? Need to investigate this place. There seems to be something here. I might actually need
I've got
to
your back.
get you to carry a few more things.
How can I serve you, my Thane?
You know what? You can take that.
You lead, I'll follow.
Oh! Fascinating. This axe is one-handed, still war axe of ice. The Nord mace does more damage. We'll give it a go. Potato. You want potato? I'll give you potato.
Still here. I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Potato. And have some meat too. Portion of minus stamina. Hey, pace! Right. Beer time. Healthy. Armor rating 17. Oh, I've got a lot of stuff I gotta sell. Let's go. Maybe there's some more information we can find somewhere about what's going on here. I feel like this isn't the full story. We need more lockpicks too. Mayroon's razor. We're gonna unload all of our goods eventually.
I've got your back. All right, what is it? What do you need? Anything else?
Come. Potions and poisons. Yeah, I'm gonna quit alchemy. I was never good at that class back in Quo Highland. There's gotta be a book that explains what we've just taken, don't you reckon, Lydia? Somebody explain. Lydia. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. There's got to be some kind of explanation as to what we just got. I know what Dagon's Mayroon. I know what that is. Some kind of god, I think. Not a very good. Oh, we've got the gold mine. Ancestors and the Dunmer. Ghosts walk among them. The departed spirits of the Dunmeri, and perhaps those of all races, persist after death. The knowledge and power of the departed ancestors benefits the bloodlines of the Dunmeri houses. The bond between the living family members and mortal ancestors is partly blood, partly ritual, partly volitional. A member brought into the house through marriage binds himself through ritual and oath into the clan, and gains communication and benefits from the clan's ancestors. However, his access to the ancestors is less than his offspring, and he retains some access to the ancestors of his own bloodline, the family shrine. Each residence has a family shrine. In poorer homes, it may be no more than a hearth or an alcove where family relics are displayed and venerated. In wealthy homes, a room is set aside for the use of the ancestors. This shrine is called the Waiting Door, and represents the door to oblivion. Here the family members pay their respects to the ancestors through sacrifice and prayer, through oaths and sworn upon duties, and through reports on the affairs of the family. In return, the family may receive information, training, and blessings from the family's ancestors. The ancestors are thus the protectors of the home, and especially the precincts of the Waiting Door, the Ghost Fence. It is a family's most solemn duty to make sure their ancestors' remains are interred properly in a city of the dead such as Necron. Here the spirits draw comfort from one another against the chill of the mortal world. However, as a sign of great honor and sacrifice, an ancestor may grant that part of his remains be returned to serve as part of a ghost fence protecting the clan's shrine and family precincts. Such an arrangement is often part of the family member's will, that a knucklebone shall be saved out of his remains with solemn magic and ceremony into a clan ghost fence. In more exceptional cases, an entire skeleton or even a preserved corpse may be bound into a ghost fence. These remains become a beacon and focus for ancestral spirits. And for the spirit of the remains in particular, the more remains used to make a ghost fence, the more powerful the fence is, and the most powerful mortals in life have the most powerful remains. The great ghost fence created by the tribunal to hold back the blight incorporates over hold back the blight. The great ghost fence created by the tribunal to hold back the blight incorporates the bones of many heroes of the temple and of the houses Induril and Redoran, who dedicated their spirits to the temple and clan as their surrogate families. The ghost fence also contains bones from the catacombs of Necrom and the many battlefields of Morrowind. The mortal chill. Spirits do not like to visit the mortal world, and they only do so out of duty and obligations. Spirits tell us that the other world is more pleasant, and at least more comfortable for spirits than our real world, which is cold, bitter, and full of pain and loss. I'm enjoying this lore quite a bit. About the Dunmer. Now I wonder if these things about spirits apply to, I don't think the rituals do, but I'm assuming that these theories about spirits apply not just to Dunmer spirits, and apply to man and beast man as well. Mad spirits. Spirits that are forced to remain in our world against their will may become mad spirits or ghosts. Some spirits are bound to this world because of terrible circumstances of their death, or because of some powerful emotional bond to a person, place, or thing. These are called hauntings. Some spirits are captured and bound to enchanted items by wizards. If the binding is involuntary, the spirit usually goes mad. A willing spirit may or may not retain its sanity, depending on the strength of the spirit and the wisdom of the enchanter. Some spirits are bound against their will to protect family shrines. This unpleasant fate is reserved for those who have not served the family faithfully in life. Dutiful and honorable ancestral spirits often aid in the capture and binding of wayward spirits. These spirits usually go mad and make terrifying guardians. They are ritually prevented from harming mortals of the clan, but that does not necessarily discourage them from mischievous or peevish behavior. They are exceedingly dangerous for intruders. At the same time, if an intruder can penetrate the spirit's madness and play into the spirit's resentment of his own clan, the angry spirits may be manipulated. Oblivion. I know what Oblivion is. The existence of Oblivion is acknowledged by all of Tamriel cultures. But there is little agreement on the nature of the other world, other than that it is the place where the Aedra and Daedra live, and that communication and travel between this world and Oblivion are possible between this world and Oblivion through magic and ritual. The Dharma do not emphasize the distinction between this world and Oblivion as men do. They regard our world and the other world as a whole with many paths from one and to the other, rather than two separate worlds of distinct natures with distinct borders. This philosophical viewpoint may account for the greater affinity of elves for magic and its practices. Foreign views of Dunmerry ancestor worship and spirit magic. The Altmerry and Bosmerry cultures also venerate their ancestors, but only by respecting the orderly and blissful passage of these spirits from the world to the next. That is, the Wood Elves and High Elves believed it is cruel and unnatural to encourage the spirits of the dead to live in our world. Even more grotesque and repugnant is the display of bodily remains of ancestors in ghost fences and ash pits. Well, to be fair, if you consented to it before you died, it sounds okay. Like, hey guys, when I die, put me up and protect you guys from people. All good with me. I don't see it as that offensive. And I'm not saying the Dunmerry are completely innocent. We know what they did in the past, but it's a little... That's just their culture, man. It's fine. Ghost fences and ash pits. The presentation of finger bones in a family shrine, for example, is sacrilegious to the Bosmer, who eat their dead. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, if they consent to being eaten after the dead, that's fine. I get how the Bosmer are. I know what their deal is. But, like, you're saying, oh, it's showing off the... Just saying. You know, glass houses. And barbaric to the Altmer who inter their dead, which sounds normal. I think that's what... I think inter just means they just bury them. I think. The human cultures of Tadmuel are ignorant and fearful of Dark Elves and their culture, considering them to be inhuman and evil, like Orcs and Argonians, but more sophisticated. Well, clearly the Jarl of Whiterun doesn't seem to think that the Dunmer are that bad, since his little fling is a Dunmer. Populations of Tamriel associate Dunmerry ancestor worship and spirit magic with necromancy. In fact, this association of the Dark Elves with necromancy is at least partly responsible for the dark reputation of the Dunmer through Tamriel. This is generally an ignorant misconception, for necromancy outside the acceptable clan rituals is a most abhorrent abomination in the eyes of the Dunmer. The Dark Elves would never think of practicing sorcerous necromancy upon any Dark Elf or upon the remains of any elf. However, Dark Elves consider the human and orcish races to be little more than animals, and this is where we go into the problems with the Dunmer, which aren't so relevant nowadays, but back in them tribunal ages, big problem. There is no injunction against necromancy upon such remains, or on the remains of any animal, bird, or insect. Imperial policy officially recognizes the practices of Dunmeri, ancestor veneration, and spirit magic as a religion, and protects their freedom to pursue such practices so long as they do not threaten the security of the Empire. Privately, most Imperial officers and traders believe Dark Elf ancestor worship and displays of remains are barbaric or even necromantic. Telvanni necromancy. The Telvanni are adept masters of necromancy. They do not, however, practice necromancy upon the remains of Dark Elves. Saint Telvanni regard such practices with loathing and righteous anger. They do not practice necromancy. They do practice necromancy upon the remains of animals and upon the remains of humans, orcs, and Argonians, who are technically no more than animals in Morrowind. Publisher's note. This book was written by an unknown scholar as a guide for foreign visitors to Morrowind shortly after the armistice was signed. Many of these practices have fallen into disfavor. The most obvious changes are those regarding the practice of necromancy and the Great Ghost Fence. Dunmer today regard necromancy upon any of the accepted races as an abomination. The Ghost Fence has forced many changes in the practice of ancestors worship, with the vast majority of the ancestors remain going to strengthen the Ghost Fence around the mountain of Dagothr. There are very few clan Ghost Fences in Morrowind. The temple discourages such practices among the houses as selfish. Hey man, I think that you guys were doing okay with the Ghost Fences thing before. I ain't got no problem. The upkeep of family tombs and private waiting doors has also fallen into disfavor, as very few remains have been buried in these tombs and shrines since the armistice. In recent years, both Dunmer venerate a small portion of their ancestors' remains kept at a local temple. I feel bad about killing this guy, man. He's clearly a prolific reader, and I respect that. I'm gonna take that. Gods of worship. We'll read that eventually. I don't want to spend too much time reading. But he did attack me. I suppose we did wander into that encampment, but it's not like they just saw us and went, hey, this is our place, step back. They just straight up just attacked us, which, in my view, hey, and they don't eat people, they eat bread. People give the orcs too much gas, in my opinion. Even though I just killed a bunch of them. I'm just saying, I ain't got no problem with no orcs. It's a shame. No, we could all get along. Dunmer, Nord, Redguard, Khajiit, Argonian. We could all get along, but as they say in the Elder Scrolls, the famous Elder Scrolls line, war never changes. I don't know if this will be good against the... What do you reckon? Will this be good against... Come on! Will this be good against the eventual troll we've got to deal with? I want to make sure we've got a weapon, because I know we've got to deal with the troll eventually. And I want to be armed and ready for that situation. Trolls. Weak to fire damage. Okay. So I won't be using this against the troll.
Careful. If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Windhelm.
Got it. Hey, random Khajiit. You support the Stormcloaks, don't you? Oh, well, they're just gonna attack us, I guess.
Win this.
Make a fine rug, cat. Time to finish. Oh.
You picked a bad time to...
What was that? What was that?
I fancy seeing an Argonian. I think you're the first Argonian I've seen in this ice-cold place.
Is someone there? Ha! That's the bite of it.
I think I've read this already, haven't I? Yeah, I've read this before. I take it in Zelda.
I can't believe we let provincials like you wander Skyrim.
Let me know. I might... Well met. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Now you're broke. Bye-bye.
Steal anything from my shop and you'll regret it.
Bolin speaks much about the... Teach them to stop paying me. Here, you deserve a reward for your service. You know what? I like you. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty. I hereby grant you permission to purchase property in Falkreath Hold. Talk to my steward if you're interested. There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold. You help my people, and I'll make you my Thane. On your way, then. Come and see me again.
This is a bit of a backwards town, don't you reckon?
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Well met. Unlike my brother, I've no dislike of strangers. His name's Bolin. He's the one who works the lumber mill down by the river. If you meet him, don't expect much in the way of conversation. He ain't one for talking, especially with folk he don't know. I was once, but not anymore. I was wounded in a skirmish up near Windhelm. This was years ago, mind you. Now maybe I don't pick up a blade in Ulfric's name no more, but I still hold with his ideals. Skyrim is Nordland, and we ought to rule it. We don't need no help from the Empire on that count.
You know,
Steal anything from my shop and you'll regret it.
I just don't know how to feel about the political situation in this country. It's very... It's up in the air.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around.
You're going to have the men around here wrapped around your finger in no time. A strong drink will chase off that chill in the air.
Well, I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it track me down again in Skyrim. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Okay. Kill a dragon? Lydia? Kill the dragon? We're gonna kill a dragon. We're gonna kill a dragon. Let's see if we can do it. But before I do that, I'm gonna go on a little break. I'll be back. Oh, my quest marker's working. There. See if we can kill a dragon. Ah, there she is.
We are routed! Fall back!
I've got your back.
Hi. Stop! That's so sick. We killed a dragon!
I've got your back.
We killed a freaking dragon. I thought I just absorbed the dragon soul.
I'm the steward here. I serve under Jarl Siggeir and... Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward.
That's your reaction to me killing a freaking dragon? I don't want to purchase a house here.
Light your path.
Alright. Now they're all the way here. It's got a white run, let's purchase some potions.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any... You look great. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Foxy. Bunny. Ready for a swim?
Saunders takes care of me, Mom.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Huh? Not what I wanted to do, but okay.
I'll show you a real... Never should have come here. Found you. You puny weakling. That it? That your best? That's all you got? I'll show you what a...
Code of Malakath. A Sellsword's Guide to the Orc Strongholds by Amanda Alea, mercenary. No one best an orc. I don't need you to guess how many times I've heard that boast in some dingy tavern or screamed at the top of the lungs by some fellow sellsword with too much fire in him. But I'd be lying if I said the orc strongholds don't take those words at law. There are a few places where Miss Alea would tell you that tradition and the old ways make for a better fighter, but with orcs it seems like staying true to the path of your ancestors is the path to victory. Let me start a few steps back. The orc strongholds have existed as long as the orc race has. According to them, they're armored camps in the least and fortresses at the most. Every man, woman, and child inside the walls is trained from birth to defend it. All their weapons and armor are smithed right there in the stronghold. All the food is hunted down by orc warriors and brought back to be eaten by everyone who lives there. They follow no laws save their own, an unwritten set of rules called the Code of Malakath, named after one of their gods, who is sometimes called Malakath. Most of it's pretty simple. Don't steal, don't kill, don't attack people for no reason. Oh, there seems to be a big list of exceptions. But orcs in the stronghold don't have jails for their criminals. They have blood price. You either pay enough in good for your crimes, or you bleed enough that the victim is satisfied. And orcs, I don't need to tell you, have a lot of blood. The gold also sets up those who run the strongholds. The toughest male is usually the chief and makes decisions and decides when the Code of Malakath has been satisfied. All the women are either his chief's wives or his daughters, with the exception of the wise woman, who handles all the spiritual matters and healing needs. Matters of grave dispute are handled with short but violent fights. And those who don't get along with the chief are usually forced out of the stronghold to live among the rest of us. An orc grows up being told to fight for everything. That if something is not worth fighting for, it is beneath the code. Orc strongholds don't like strangers, used to living in their own like they do. Miss Alea knows what she does because so many orcs leave the strongholds to become sellswords or soldiers, and a few pints of mead gets them talking about home. I hear that sometimes an orc will make a non-orc a bloodkin, and that person is then allowed to live in a stronghold as one of the clan, but I've never heard of that actually happening. For all their strange rules and traditions, the Code of Malakath does breed a culture of determined warriors. They're focused in ways that the average sellsword isn't. They don't hesitate to draw weapons and settle matters openly. I think that's the real difference between the stronghold orcs and the city orcs. Imperial law allows you to settle fights through the Emperor's men, but the Code of Malakath demands you settle your problems yourself. A fine way of thinking if you're leading the mercenary's life. You know, there is a bit of honor in that. Once again, I don't get the hate for the orcs. They're simply trying to make their way in this world as best they can. And I respect that. In many ways, the Code of Malakath is a lot like the Khajiit's Code. I have the right to your property. That is the Khajiit's Code.
All right, hand over your valuables, or I'll gut you like a fish. Nice try, but you don't scare me. I'm not gonna ask again. Don't you walk away from me. You're as good as dead.
Bye-bye. That was a mistake. There she is. How far are we from our destination? Not very far at all.
What was that? What was that?
You won't get the best of me! Fine rock, cat. Can't wait to count out your coins.
Prepare to die.
Tell you what, I'll
You
rip
start
your heart
running,
out. I can stab you in the back. It'll be so much easier to roam when you're dead. No! Leave Skyrim alive! Mercy!
You can't hide from me.
What's going on here? If we can sneak around the other side.
Are you here to help? Finally, reinforcements have arrived. I was expecting more, though. You'd better be good. We left to help with the war, and these filth bags swooped in and seized the place. My family is in there. I suspect Brewer planned this. There's been bad blood between us since the king's death. But to invade my home, kidnap my family... You ask a lot of questions for a mercenary. Just get in there and open. My family is everything to me. I wish we could offer more help, but our last attack went sour, and we're all that is left. Good luck.
Is that the same quest?
What was that?
Time to end.
That's all you've got? Enough! This is... Victory's yours, I submit! It's nothing! See?
What was he thinking? Fool never saw me pull you. Ha! Found you.
That's enough.
Finish this!
What the?
Count out your coin.
Was I not paying attention to my health? I think I wasn't.
Is someone there? Die, damn it!
I thought I was out of it. Let's keep going.
Is someone there?
Is someone there? You remind me of my cousin's cat. Kill that too. Mercy!
I didn't need to take whatever the hell that was, but I took it anyway.
It's been forever since I've eaten so well.
And it shows. I've seen horkers with smaller guns.
Funny coming from a woman. Smells like she just kissed a drogger. You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Did you hear something?
Just give up! No! Dead! That's your back, huh?
You're as good as dead. Mercy.
They're all dead, are they? Oh, good job. Careful. Careful!
You can't hide from me. Your kind has no place here.
Why do you have so much health? That makes no sense.
Time has no place here. Victory or Solengard! Mercy!
Thank you.
My cousins. Can't hide from me. No more. I yield. I yield. No, not like this.
What is going on with this person's AI? Strange. Let's keep moving. Let's eat a fire. We'll take this book for now. We still have another part of this quest to do.
This one's one. Yeah.
Are you? Good job, Lydia. How do you get this thing open?
Thank you for your help. Did you see my family inside? Hopefully they made it to safety before the attack. I'll begin the search after a quick restock. Anyway, here is your reward. Thanks again.
Alright. Let's go, Lydia.
May we truly reach enlightenment! And deserve...
Have you been bringing the battle to the Silver Hand, friend? Perfect. Hopefully this will let us know more about their movement. I think we've got them on the run. The Silver Hand has been scouring the world for more pieces of Wuthrak. One group is hidden out in Hjalmarch. Get it back, for the honor of us all.
Got it. Alright. Once again, some successful questing between Lydia and Quohai. I'm proud of us. We did good things for people. We got rid of some anti-werewolf bigots, for starters. We got some cool armor. What do you reckon? Do you think we're ready to go to High Hrothgar? I think we're ready, Lydia. To High Hrothgar! Away! Once again, thanks for watching if you did. I enjoy doing these. I like talking while I do it, so that's kind of why I make these. If anybody somehow enjoys these, I'm happy. I do this because of, for me and a special person in my life. And that's why I make these videos. Bye.